Jabari. Yes.
You got your whiskey, pour up for me. my people. Good evening, chat. Appreciate y'all coming in with us tonight to another episode of Salute the Real. As I said before, I am your host, Brandon Cooper. And with me, as always, is my lovely wife and producer, Miss Candace Cooper. How you doing this evening?
I am doing well. How are you?
Man, poor man trying to make it. We in a good mood today. Everything is going lovely. We got amazing news on our front from the Austin Honey Badger side of things. And I can't wait to share that with you. But before we do, Miss Tanya Wiley, who of her morning to send a message to myself and Candace of encouragement, and I never take that type of stuff for granted because that's something that she didn't have to do. She didn't have to make time for us, and she did. So, Candace, have you found that?
Yep, I got it.
All right, Candace gonna read that to you from Miss Tanya Wiley.
Alrighty, you guys, and this was this morning, and what Miss Wiley didn't know is we were really waiting on some news, and she literally sent this hours before we received the information. She says, "Good morning, Coopers. I was praying and doing some self-reflecting, and I asked myself what made me happy as a child. This led me to think about y'all heavily this morning. I thought about the essential role track played in my life as a kid. I believe I was in third grade when I was so excited the night before the meet that I couldn't sleep. As the oldest child of a single mother, track was my outlet. It was a place just for me, and it gave me the freedom to spread my wings and just be a kid. Becoming a track star was a bonus. Coach Earl Woods, my hero and Huntsville legend, saw my potential and gave me the opportunity. He truly loved the kids and the sport. I moved from Huntsville to Lovelady my freshman year. Years later, in '99, my sister and I saw Coach Earl on the other side of Walmart in Huntsville. We ran to give him a hug like little kids. I was so excited to see him that I cried. To other people, Coach Earl was a regular guy, but to those who taught in PE and coach in summer track, he was an idol. I saw him again about 4 years ago while volunteering with the Dragons Track Club. He drove from Huntsville to Houston to allow one child to compete. I say all that to say this, that I truly admire what you all are doing for the kids. If you ever wonder if the kids are grateful, just remember this story. I can see and hear the passion, and I encourage y'all to keep the faith. Y'all are working for God, and He will bless. I had a long talk with God this morning, and I prayed for you all to secure the venue that you need this week. This is just a test to strengthen you and prepare you for the blessings God has for you down the line. You will have your own stadium, and when that happens, you will be ready. In the meantime, keep fighting and advocating for your babies. I love you, but God loves you most of all."
Guys, Tanya took time out of her morning. Thank you, Ken, for reading that. Tanya took time out of her morning to write that to us. And we're at times where people barely take time to say hello. Yeah, she took time out of her morning to write that message of positivity, encouragement, and hope to us, and basically sending us love. So Tanya, I'm sending you love, and I'm telling you, you along with so many others, including my friend, my mentor, Carmen Kiera, have been angels on our shoulders because you sent that this morning, and then this evening we heard that we got a stadium. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. That is what prayer is about. That's what it's about. That's what coming together is about. That's what caring about about your people is about. That's what caring about more than yourself is about. We do it all the time, and now and now people are doing it for us, and it always let them know I got their back. But if you're doing something, I'm here today to tell you. Just like Tanya was in support of us, and I look at her as an angel now because on the morning that she sent that message of encouragement, you know, we got word that we now have a stadium. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. So thank you, Tanya. Thank you for that. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. We appreciate that. Please pull up. Pull up. Man, pull up one for Tanya. Pull up one for Tanya. Pull up one for this. Look at my wife trying to get herself under this TV. She knows she can't bend them knees. I don't know where she going. But anyway. Man, pull up. Salute, Tanya. I am drinking the last of this Glen Alecky. It is a Speyside single malt Scotch whiskey, aged 15 years. Gotta re-up on this one. This was the last of this bottle. That's what I got going tonight. Glen Alecky. Y'all try that. That's a bad boy right there. All right. So yeah, shout out. We have a stadium now. Tony Berger Stadium is where we will be for I meet on April the 6th. And then, of course, Clash of Texas on May 4th and May 5th. Our big boy. We'll be there for both of those. Possibly there for I meet on Memorial Day weekend, May 25th, I believe that's the date. Possibly be there. Maybe in Nelson. That depends on graduation. But the good thing is our first two meets, the smaller meet on April 6th, and then our big boy on May 4th and 5th are both at Berger Stadium, Tony Berger Stadium, out South Austin on 71. All right, guys. So we'll start getting all that together. We ready to go into grind mode now. Now it's time to go to work. Y'all will see your boy go to work, and we're gonna make some things happen. Now that we know we got our stadium, so we're excited about that. All that'll be on Coach O soon for people to start registering for the meet. So with that being said, we'll get into the topic for tonight. And let me go over here real quick. And the topic is relationships. Same problems, why complain? Why do we complain about the same old problems in our relationships? Why do we waste time talking about the same old things over and over again when we know it's not going to help the relationship become stronger if you're, what I look at is bitching all the time about the same old things? All right. So I want to make sure we set this up right. So I kind of want to read a few things to you. Hey guys, like, share, subscribe, please. Because this kind of stuff, these are the kind of things, this stuff that I'm talking about tonight, these are the kind of things that a lot of people don't like to talk about. A lot of people don't want anybody in their business, okay? I don't want nobody knowing about my business, blah, 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 blah. Like you're the only one going through these problems. Guys, if y'all actually had somebody to talk to, you'll realize that somebody that you trust. It's got to be somebody in the world that you trust, that you're willing to talk to about the problems that you may be going through in your relationship. And if you would talk to somebody, you would see, and you might be shocked, but I'm not shocked because you would see that I'm sure that they going through the same thing. At some point in their relationship, they're going through the same problem. It might not be the exact same problems, but they do have problems, and they can possibly talk to you about some of the things that maybe they did to help them get through these problems. Okay? It's a natural thing. So here we go. Two people come together from different backgrounds, environments, cultures, schools, families, churches, sports programs, band programs, agriculture programs, dance programs, etc. You name it, there are differences. And we always hear opposites attract. Many times that is true. It's true as myself and my wife are totally opposite in our thinking. Yet we're together. So if you knew you were getting involved with a person that thought totally different from you in many ways, why do you argue constantly with them about the same old things? Did you think marriage or a long term relationship would change this person? Did you believe you could work your mojo and create the perfect wife or husband? If you did, who told you this would work? Who told you it existed? And who told you that consistent bickering about the same issues was a healthy act in your relationship? So that's how I wanted to bring it out and start it tonight. To go into this situation about us talking about dealing with the same old problems over and over again. Like I want y'all to talk to me about some of the problems. What are some of the same old things, guys, that you know of that we complain about in relationships? What are some of the same old things? Some of the same things that we talk about all the time. Some stuff that from the beginning you were whining or complaining about these things, or maybe you held back in the beginning because it was new, it was fresh, and you were so in love, but you did see that these things were a concern. You just let them make it in the beginning, because again, you were so in love at that point. Everything was new, everything was fresh. It was all great, and you just so glad to be with this person that you let that stuff slide. And then as things, went on and it went on, and it became what you would call normal to have this person around. Now those same things begin to bother you more. They begin to get on your nerves. They begin to create problems. Oh, there you go. There you go, Fred. There you go, Rayshawn. There you go. There you go. Finances. That is definitely one of my ones tonight. Please, if you're in here, guys, please post some things. Post some things that are constant arguments in a relationship. And I'm going to see if I'm on the same page as you, because I got a few that I'm going to address tonight. And we're going to talk about them. But post some things. And why is it that we feel like, as you post those things, why is it that we feel like, please, we want your comments, guys. Why is it that we feel like talking about and arguing about these same old things all the time is going to make something better? You done already put the ring on the finger, or you done already been with this person so many years or so many months. Maybe you decided to move in after y'all was together 6 months. Okay, which is not a lot of time to get to know a person, but hey, that was your decision if you chose to do that. Okay, so once you moved in, you done already been with this person for so long. So what is it that made you feel like it was going to be better, over time, if this was who this person was? Candace, do you have any idea what people think of? Oh, look at Miss Tanya. Yeah. Miss Tanya says lack of effective communication. Here we go. We go hit these up. I'm glad y'all. I need these. I'm putting these in here. So I want y'all to put these in here because I want y'all to see just how on point you are. But I'm gonna actually address some of these things as well. Ray Sean said one person putting more into the relationship than the other. One sided lack of balance from Tanya. Yeah, hey. I like those. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see. All right. So here we go. Let's get into one of them real quick. Real quick here. First one I have down. And this could be the worst one. It's the first one I wrote down. It could be the worst one because of where we are now in society, and that is, as Ray Sean Bright said, finances. Finances are. Are you able to put your money? This is something that I feel like is extremely important when you talk about relationships. Are you able to put your money together, or do you two work for yourself? Because the way I look at it, if your money ain't together, you working for yourself. And do what I like to call the roommate approach. When it comes to finances, I don't care if you are on paper together, guys. To me, if your money is separated, you're roommates. You're roommates. You're just roommates with some special privileges, if you will. You're roommates with you roommates with a little extra on the side, that's that. Y'all might sleep in each other's bed, but to me, if your finances are not together, you're roommates, because you got to come up with your end. He or she got to come up with her or his end, and if one of these ends don't come together, it automatically creates an argument. And if you don't have your finances together, then why is it? Why is it that we can trust a person with our body? We can trust each other with our health, because you're basically saying, when you're intimate with a person, I'm going to trust you with my health, because this intimacy could put me in a position where my health fails based off something that you gave me through intimacy. That can happen. So I'm going to trust you with my body. I'm going to trust you I'm going to trust you with exchanging bodily fluids. Something wrong with that, Cass? What's something wrong with that?
When you say it like that, the exchange of bodily fluids.
That's what you're doing?
That is exactly what you're doing.
That's what you're doing?
And not only are you exchanging the body fluids potentially with the person that you're with at the time, but it could be with the people that they were even with.
Well, now we're assuming that we're trying to be in a monogamous relationship, when we're trying to be faithful. So if that's the case, if you're trying to be faithful, you're trying to trust, you're trusting that this person is not gonna step out, whatever.
Okay.
And so if you
I don't know if we're talking
about the past, then what you can do, y'all can both go get tested.
Yeah.
Before y'all decide to step into this thing together, and you can say, okay, we're tested, we're clean, so we're starting fresh. Everything should be good, as long as nobody steps outside of us too. Everything should be good. We should be fine.
Got it.
So yeah. But we are saying that we're willing to exchange bodily fluids. And as a friend of mine I always talk about, I won't say his name on here, but a friend of mine always talk about health as well. Health should be our most important thing. And we put a lot of things above our health, and the way we eat, and the way we drink, and the way we sleep, and the way we, go about living life. And finances are one, and y'all can tell me if I'm wrong on this. that I feel we actually put above health these days. We go harder at our jobs than we do at anything else that we do pretty much these days. That's what it seems like. I mean, do you agree with that, Cam?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're always sacrificing our health. You know, we've heard of folks going to work sick, going to work and getting sick, not feeling, just overall not feeling your best, not taking care of yourself, not eating like you're supposed to. I mean, I can go on and on about that.
Yeah. So with the finances, you if your finances are separate, if your money is separate, if your checks are going to separate accounts, then many you're living like roommates. Many say I can't trust my spouse with my money. Have you heard that before? Has anybody ever said that to you? You know, Candace, have you heard that before?
Absolutely. I mean,
What are some reasons that you cannot trust your spouse, possibly with your money?
well, I mean, if the spouse is a big spender and maybe they don't believe in savings, you know, the history of that spouse in terms of just their spending habits. You have oftentimes in couples, I mean, relationships, you have one person that typically is a saver, and you typically end up being with your opposite who might potentially be more of a spender. So, absolutely.
So, what made you? We can use us on this one because we actually have our finances together. What made you be willing to combine your finances with me?
Well, I mean, you have to know who you married. And I know one of the strengths that you had in our marriage, of course, was your credit score. And I said, well, if this brother can have a credit score like this, then he can, that means he pays his bills and he pays his bills on time. So, your credit score told me a lot about you. So I was very comfortable with, with just the fact that, okay, our bills will be paid on time. I also know that I married somebody who was very frugal, knowing that there wouldn't be a lot of frivolous spending. And again, you got to know your strengths and you got to know your weaknesses. And so I just thought that, hey, if we were able to, and I've always believed to grow together, I've always believed that I wanted a partner that I can grow with. And so I went and I actually received advice from people that I knew were in successful relationships, but also had built wealth and created wealth. And so I went to them and I said, hey, how were you guys able to do it? Because I don't have a blueprint. And they told me, starting out early, when we were broke, didn't have any money coming into the marriage, we put our finances together and we were able to grow. So that's what sold me.
Gotcha. Thank you for that. Does it seem right? And I'll say this at the end of the finances. Does it seem right that we can trust each other with our bodies, but we can't trust each other with our finances? Does it seem right? I'll leave it. I'll leave with that one on that. With that on that one. And you can answer it if you want to.
I mean, humans are imperfect. So, there's a trust goes a long way. I learned, again, from a mentor, and he told me, he was like, trust is in different categories. You can't make trust very broad. So you might trust someone with your children, but you might not necessarily trust that individual with your finances. You may trust them with your body, but you might not necessarily trust that they're going to be able to clean your house or wash your dishes. So I think that trust.
You brought that up. Go ahead. You finish.
So I mean, just there's multiple things. Like I might be able to trust and know that, hey, he's going to do an amazing job with keeping my car clean. But when it comes to, leaving the toilet seat up, I won't be able to trust him with that. So, there's. Well, no, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm speaking in general.
I just
I'm speaking in general.
by the way,
So,
who talks?
I mean, you own a cleaning business, so you're the expert in that area. That is your
Make
expertise.
third down more manageable.
Here we go.
See, and
Hey, let me tell y'all
Against
something.
CeeDee Lamb. This
Let me
time
tell y'all
CeeDee Lamb's
something.
in.
Women will find a way. Women are very intelligent creatures. They will find a way to explain things in a way to always save themselves. They'll find a way. They'll find a way. You heard it just then. That was a prime example of that right there.
I wouldn't dare. You're an expert, professional.
No, I am not an expert at cleaning toilets. There's no.
You're
That's
professional.
Not true. That is not true at all. I ain't no better at it than you are.
You know of
That
all
is not true.
the
been
chemicals
cleaning toilets
and the
this long time.
products and
Whatever chemical we got down there that's a disinfectant, use it on that toilet and it's good to go. That's the way I look at it. So it is what it is. But let's continue with that one. Because that is my next one. A little lighter than finances, of course, but at the same time can be major over time. And that's cleaning. We will argue with each other about cleaning until the end. Why can't we get to know our spouse and decide who is responsible for what? You clean this and I clean that. Or you take these days and I take these days. Or you cook and I wash. You do the tub or shower and I'll do the toilet and sinks. Why can't we do that? Why can't we communicate in a way that would allow us to keep a clean home, which would make it a happy home? Happy home. A clean home is a happy home. You know? If your home is smelling like fresh this or fresh that, whatever your preference is when it comes to what you want your home to smell like, you know, that is something to be proud of, and that is something that you look forward to coming home to. Candace and I, over time, you're going to struggle when it comes to certain things in life because you get so busy you can't do it all. Tanya said it doesn't make sense when it comes to the body and the finances. Thank you, Tanya. That's exactly what I'm saying. When you really sit back and think about it, to trust somebody with your body, but you can't trust them with $1, it doesn't quite make sense. But that's the world we're in now. When you talk about coming to a home, you know, and what kind of home do you want to be in? What kind of home do you want to raise your children in? What kind of home? You know, a lot of people have pets these days. Well, you got to clean up behind those pets. You know, they're going outside. They're stomping back in the house. They're rolling in the ground. If you pay attention to dogs, and no matter how much you want to treat your dog like a child, guys, you know, your dog is still a dog. So if you see something dead out in your yard, how many people know that a dog will go up to dead items in the yard or in the roadkill, and if you watch your dog will lie down on the ground and roll in that roadkill. They'll roll in it. They'll get that smell all over their fur, and then they'll come right back in your house. And they'll jump their big ass if you allow them on your couch or their little ass on your couch or in your bed or lay on your floor. But whatever it is, they're bringing that bacteria into your home. Okay? Your kids run outside all day and play. And they're going to come back in the house. The kid, Candace just got over the flu. You know, she's still walking around here coughing some. She still got a cough from this. But Candace just got over the flu. One of my other track moms is dealing with the flu right now. A couple of my track kids just been going. The flu is going around right now. I mean, it's flu season. You know, that's just what it is. You know, and I believe I'm never shocked when I see somebody, you know, coming home from schools. All these people that I'm talking about, they work at schools. Schools are some of the most bacteria, virus, germ infested places in the world. They are. Because you're dealing with youth and you're dealing with grown-ups. I'm not going to just blame the youth. You're dealing with grown-ups as well, because these are people that use the restroom, don't wash their hands. The kids, they go in there and they have hands wipe themselves and don't wash their hands thoroughly. And I mean, they go grab doors and they go grab, milks and juices, and they put their hands on 2 or 3 juices. They got their hands on the table together. You go put your hands on the table behind them. Same thing with the desk, and everybody grabs the same door when they walk in. And so these things now come home. Therefore, you need to disinfect your house. You need to clean your house on a consistent basis. Because if I wasn't cleaning and I wasn't spraying, and trust me, I was spraying my machine and my Lysol all around while Candace was in here sick. She had it all upside her head because I was spraying it on her pillows. I was spraying it because her pillow is next to my pillow, and I still want to sleep in the bed with my wife. So I made sure that bed was sprayed down every night. The doors sprayed down every day because I can't get sick. I don't want to get sick.
And it prolonged my illness.
Hey, but it kept me illness free.
Mm-hmm. I had harsh chemicals that I was breathing in, and I could barely breathe. So I do want you to know, sir.
Well, I apologize because I was thinking about myself in that point. I apologize. I went to the hospital with you. I stayed there, but I wasn't gonna let you get me sick. So you got to clean your house. Some people done forgot about when Granny used to clean that house back in the days. We came up in a time where your house smelled like pine sol and bleach in the mornings on Saturday morning. Some people done forgot about it. We were taught. Our generation was taught. Now, we might not have done a good job of teaching our kids, because I can admit, me and Candace did a suck-ass job of teaching Jay the same things that we saw and learned, as youth when it came to them grannies. We did a suck job. We did not do a good job. I admit that. Jay learned how to clean. She knows how to clean. But it wasn't a consistent effort to make sure that this house was smelling like something that you want to be in. Because we get so busy with life that we forget to take care of things like that make the house a home. And then, but here's the deal. This is what I will say about me and Candace. I know my wife. When I first met my wife, and I went and and we talked on the phone, all that little stuff we used to do, talk on the phone to each other, fall asleep and all that crap. You can text now. You don't got to do all that now. But all that stuff we used to do back then. When I first came down to see her, I walked in her room. Candace, did you keep a clean room back then?
No, I am actually a genius. And geniuses typically operate in a space of chaos.
I believe that is an excuse.
And so I am what you call the person that's I know where everything is. I know it may look a little, it doesn't look as organized as like those folks with OCD, but I know where everything is.
Let me say this.
I operate in a space of chaos.
Okay, I get it. You are an Albert Einstein. They say that geniuses are very messy people. I get it. But let me say this for Candace's mama. Shout out to Candace's mama, Pam Wade. Pam Wade is OCD. Pam Wade is a very clean person. If you ever go to her house, it's always going to be clean. I believe that she did the best job that she could to teach her daughter to be a clean person. It didn't work. It didn't work. And when Pam got with me, when Candace got with me, I think Pam was very excited because she saw at some point that I was actually a very clean person and neat person. Because when you trying to be a ladies' man, and that's what I was trying to be back then. You're gonna keep a clean place. Ideally, you're gonna try the best to keep a fairly clean place because you want people to come in and be impressed. With your place. When I went into my wife's room, it was complete.
Try.
No. It wasn't nasty. Now hold on, it's a difference.
It was just stuff all over.
It wasn't food. It was a bit of clutter.
But it was trash though.
And here's the deal. That's the room may look like that. Every other area is not like that. But I don't do food and all of that. So let's be clear.
I said when I went into your room, I explained it perfectly.
That's right.
We just being 100 here.
No, of course. And it was a test. You still here. You passed the test. What I tell you, I don't introduce. All right.
I'm going somewhere with this. If you don't let me get it out.
Now, yeah,
I'm
do
going
it.
somewhere with this. So, with that being said, I have, over the years, even though it bothers me that if my wife leave for a few days, my kitchen will never be messed up. When I finally get my room clean, other than the bed not being, maybe not being made up every morning, the room will never be messed up. I'll mop and vacuum and mop and all that, and I won't have to do that again till the weekend because it'll never be messed up all day. Like, what I'm saying? Other than, sometimes, I'm my bad because, I be using stuff that you don't need to use on our floors. But anyway, my point is, it'll never be messed up because I don't mess it up. You see? When my wife will come in and she'll have a ton of trash and she'll have all that, I could really act a fool because I was used to a clean home. I was used to a good smelling home. I was used to a home without a lot of clutter. That's what I was used to because I was in the business of impressing people. I wanted to impress people. I wanted a woman to come over and be happy to sit on my toilet. And so I tried to my best, in my own way to keep those things looking a certain way, in my time. But as I got with my wife, you take the good and you take the bad. Now I could sit here and do what they call bitch about a whole bunch of things, but we would continue to argue about the same things. And the reality is, when I met her, this is who she was. So why am I going to keep arguing about the same thing? Why do I keep talking about things that I know the crazy part is she cannot clean me any day. She cannot clean me any day. If we got people coming over, y'all ain't got to worry about it. If you ever came over to my house, Candace going to have this house spotless. She going to have it clean. You ain't got to worry about that. She'll never let you come over here and see the filth. That ain't going to happen. You ain't got to worry about that. Y'all come over, it'll be fine until you become family. Now, once you get them over here multiple times, you become family, she ain't going to vacuum before you come in here. Yeah, you might not wash them dishes before you come in here. You ain't gonna do that. But you would never see our house that way. But my wife ain't that. That's not priority to my wife because that's not who she is. Now that's just being real. Now, so if I decided that I was gonna have an argument with my wife every time this house not clean, we would be arguing every week. Ain't that right? No, you ain't got nothing to say?
Is this show about your grievances?
I'm using
What is going on?
baby.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I'm just
I'm
checking.
saying that there's no point in arguing about those things.
That's right.
There are different levels of
They
clean.
ain't
Clean
gonna
is
change
different
me.
from being organized. Really? You gotta explain that one to me, Adrian. Cause I'm a country boy. Clean is clean. You either clean or you ain't clean. It's simple as that. If you got a bunch of clutter around, somebody will say you're not organized. But they would also say, hell, you ain't clean, in my opinion. Now you tell me. Now, I put this jeopardy on.
He considers it all. Like, for example, I'm going to use this. You wash clothes. Clothes go in the dryer. You bring the clothes out. You don't immediately fold the clothes or put the clothes in the closet. Okay. Is that considered clean? Being unclean if the basket of clothes is just sitting on the side?
Better to have the basket of clothes washed, sitting on the side, than dirty and sitting on the side, right?
Yeah, of course. But
but the project is not complete.
That's what she's talking about.
The project is not complete, but I feel her, and that's what she's saying.
That's a difference in kind of the clutter versus you go in and it's pizza boxes and food from 2-3 weeks ago.
Well, that's how
you sticking to the floor. To me, that's nasty and being unclean.
Yeah, no, we ain't got nothing going on over
versus clutter.
That's how you get them little critters.
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
We don't want them critters.
So let's be clear. Like, I like keeping paperwork, documentation. Clothes. You changing clothes 5-6 times a day.
Baby pictures.
Yeah, baby pictures.
Trophies.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders that she had back in
those Deion Sanders came back, and I got rid of mine. And I was very upset.
She don't even know.
And I was very upset. Nintendo's, those games. You see, Nintendo came back. I knew that stuff was coming back. I knew the stuff. The starter jacket. I knew it was all that stuff comes back. My overalls. See, I believe if
you have a starter jacket now, that starter jacket dingy as hell, and you need to go burn it. You need to go burn it. Anybody got a starter jacket now, that thing got 3 shades of brown on it, and you need to go burn it ASAP. Take it outside.
I'm still looking for my starter jacket. It was a Black Raiders, and I loved it, and I don't know what happened to it. Somebody got rid of it.
If I got hold of it, I threw it away. I'm telling you now, because that's embarrassing. All right, so here we go. Richard saying, air out your grievances, cool. I always do, Richard. I always do, baby. I always do. I'm always at mine.
Please, don't encourage her. Don't encourage her.
Look here, man. We don't keep nothing sacred over here.
No.
It's all
and
good,
and
man.
I was
we being realistic in this household.
And I was in a baby pageant back in 1980s,
This girl got
81 and 82, and I was saving that for the grandchildren to be able to show my grandchildren about my baby pageant days.
Why would your grandchildren give a damn about your trophies? Why the hell would they? Why would
because I earned them.
Them trophies done lost all the whatever it is that the metallic, whatever it is that they put on them trophies that makes them shine, all that it fell off of it. It was flaking like your skin on the back of your heel.
And let me tell you, the cassette tapes, I had hundreds of cassette tapes. Somebody threw those away. My VHS tapes.
It was me.
I have the VCR still in the closet. Because let me tell you something.
I threw them away.
One of these days, all of this technology and stuff like that, it's going to go away. We just watched a movie and the little girl was watching the VHS. In the apocalypse, you got to be ready. And see, now we got a VCR player and absolutely no, and we have a CD player, but where are the CDs and the VHS tapes?
We got CDs still.
See, you didn't throw them away.
I didn't throw the CDs away.
Because they belong to you.
I threw them videos away because they take up too much space and it's embarrassing.
Okay.
They take up too much space.
So that's what I'm talking about. See, the value.
Y'all see, she telling on herself. I live with an order.
I'm telling the truth.
I live with an order. If I let her be her, it's gonna be crap all over this house.
Yeah.
She's an order. I live with an order.
We're gonna have it's things that bring me joy.
Those
See,
VCR
when
tapes
you
do not bring you joy. They do not bring you joy. What are you talking
they
about?
bring me joy.
No, it's just trash.
Trash.
That's trash. That's trash. My point is, we laugh about it. You see what we're doing? We're laughing about it because if you sit back and you argued about these things, we be arguing all the time, guys. We would literally be arguing all the time. You know, hold on. Let me read some of this stuff. Tell you say you have to know your strengths and weaknesses.
That's
Absolutely.
right. That's
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Where is that at? Let me go up there.
The level of organization. Adrian, I'm still not with that. I see you on some Candace stuff. I'm still not with that. If you messy, you messy. Telling you, my house is spotless, but my desk is disorganized. I am not organized when it comes to paperwork, so I call it clutter. And that is clutter.
Yeah.
It is clutter. But hey, when you at that job, tell you, as long as you know what you're doing, I guess it don't matter. Laugh out loud, started Jackson Chandra. Yeah, trash.
Trash.
Yeah, that's complete
And
trash.
I wish I still had my fur coat. See, some things they just hold value. Go ahead.
You know, they had. Was that a fur coat that they had on in the gangster movie that Denzel Washington was in? Was that a fur coat?
Yeah.
You know, that's when that was.
I can always bring it back. Trendsetter.
Okay. All right. Now I love organization videos, cabinet organizers. Okay, Adrian, I feel you. Way to come back. I'm gonna ask your husband when I see him again. Ray Sean, that Raiders jacket is worth some good money now. That's right, boy. I can't even find it.
A bullshit?
That Raiders jacket ain't worth nothing. That's Fred. He's a Raiders fan. That's Coach Fred. He's a Raiders fan, so he gonna say that Raiders jacket ain't worth crap. Trash. I'm throwing everything away, Adrian. That's a fire overtime. That needs to go to the library.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
it's
historic.
historic.
I throw stuff away also. Good, Chandra. Good. Please don't be a hoarder. Please don't be a hoarder. She said my husband got tapes. Hey, look, man. If y'all believe in this stuff, y'all want to keep your tapes, I'm not mad at you. But if you now that we are used to the level of what's the word I'm looking for when you talk about the clearness of the picture?
The quality. Talking about like the
quality.
like
we talk about the picture.
like
now,
high definition and yeah.
Now that
4K.
We're all that. Now I'm used to that. If I had to go back to watching cassette tapes, I'd just rather go play Uno. If we was in a time.
The apocalypse, you know, ERCOT here in the state of Texas, the electricity goes out.
You can teach me how to play different cards. We play spades. We got some board games. I'd rather do that. I'd rather do that than sit up here and listen.
Those boom boxes and tapes back in the day didn't hurt nobody. They work just well. You put some the big old size D battery, size C batteries, and we can have a whole dance party in the dark. That's right.
Okay. Well, we're gonna pray and hope that we don't that apocalypse that Candace is talking about don't happen during our time, because I'm not interested in none of that she's talking about. All right, so we're gonna move on. So that's clean. We're gonna move on real quick. We spent a lot of time on that. Number 3. Here we go. Number 3. Communication. Miss Tanya brought this one up, I think, earlier. Communication. Why do we keep arguing about communication? Here's the key. Before the cell phone. Here you go. Y'all go with me on this one. And correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm lying. Candace, put the comments up so I can see if anybody correct me on this. Tell me if I'm lying on this. Yeah, telling you not the fur coat. You damn right, not the fur coat. Trash. Communication. Before the cell phone, our people were away from each other the entire day and never knew what the other one was thinking most times until they returned back home. Let's just stop right there for a minute. So we have the ability. First of all, my wife is a workaholic, and she don't answer the phone if I call her during the day anyway. So I don't talk to her during the day at all. But for y'all that call y'all husbands and call your wives all day long, and y'all talk to each other throughout the job, first of all, technically, you're communicating more than our people already ever did. Okay? You already communicate more than our people ever did because they didn't talk during the day. One went to their job, the other one went to their job, and they didn't see or hear from each other until the end of the day when they came back home. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Tell me if you see a lie. Holler at me if you see a lie. All right? If something was going on with the kid, they got in touch with whoever they could get in touch with by, I guess, calling, their job maybe, and because there wasn't no cell phone, and so that parent knew about the situation with the kid, and the only way that they knew, if anything else happened, I guess the other parent didn't know until they got back home, or unless they called them. But they call their job now. But I mean, what I'm saying is, the point is, these people did not talk on a regular routine basis until they got back to the house. So we already communicate more than our parents, forefathers, all that, whatever you want to call it, did in the past. Does that sound right?
I think we communicate more, but I don't know if it's as quality.
Glad. I just wanted you to say that yes or no first, real. And then I'm gonna go from there. So we communicate more already. All right. A big thing to say when we talk about problems in a relationship is we don't communicate. We actually talk now more than our people did. So it's not that we don't communicate. It's we do not communicate. We do not have quality communication. That's where I was going with it. That's why I was going. It's not quality, and it was good. Felt good to be. Oh, it felt good to be missed. Yeah. Yep. That's right, Miss Bunny. I'm sure it felt good to be missed. If you don't talk to your spouse the entire day, you're looking forward to talking to them that night. So we talk now, but we don't talk about the things that help us get through problems. Okay? Help us get through the day or help us get through the week without arguing or being mad at each other. All right? We don't listen. We're already thinking of a response before our spouse completes their sentence. This creates distance. This creates irritation. This solves nothing. Why is that?
The person's distracted.
Why do we do this? Are we more focused on being right or creating understanding within our household? Why? When we talk about communication, guys, like I said, we talk more now than our people ever did. Okay? But we're so woke now. Everybody's woke. Everybody's on a whole nother level. Our people were just trying to make ends meet, guys. They were trying to make ends meet. And when they had each other, when they had time, I'm sure they were trying to make each other feel good. But why is it that we talk more now than we ever did back then? We communicate now than we ever did back then. But it's not the type of communication that's going to keep us from arguing at the end of the night. Do we care more now about being right than we do about getting along? We like 2 ships passing during the night. In the night, can't say good morning without disagreeing, man. Yeah. Woo, Lord, say that again. Some people would rather be right than be happy. God damn. God damn. Oh, that again. I said it up above when we was talking about finances. I said it when you really sit back and think about it, it don't make sense that people trust people with their money. I mean, they body, but they don't trust people with their money. Like you don't trust them with money, but you trust them with your body. And then now we on this one, and Tanya says some people would rather be right than be happy. That in itself is a conversation. That in itself is a conversation. Like, are you so caught up on being right that you trade in your happiness for it? That you trade in your happiness. You're willing to create a hostile environment in your home just so you can be right. And if that's the case, then, I mean,
Try.
I mean, I don't know why it's trash. It could be different for each and every one of you. I'm sure it is. But that is trash. If you would rather be right than be happy, that's trash. All right? And here we go. Honorable mention one is kids. Y'all know how I am about the kids. I'm always include kids. But I just made that an honorable mention tonight. I'm not even gonna go into kids tonight because honestly, I don't think any parents agree on kids these days. Hardly. It just it probably kids are rough.
Religion is becoming a big issue, I think, and politics, because people are such, and my wife is not on.
Politics is always tough. Politics is always tough. Religion is, that's becoming a tough one. That's becoming a tough one.
Interracial, like the cultural backgrounds.
Okay. Okay, if you're gonna talk, baby, talk on your mic. Okay. All right. So my final one that I want to talk about tonight. My final one. I think this is the one that's gonna take it home. You want to guess?
No.
You want to guess? All right, here we go. My final one. Sex. Sex. S-E-X. Sex. Yes, Lord. Miss Tanya, she got it. Sex. Yes, indeed. Here we go. Who did you get with? Who was he then? Who was she then? Were y'all all over each other in the beginning? If so, what happened? Kids? Injuries? Boredom? No chase? No hunt? Lost the thrill? Are we talking about ways to get that thrill back? Or using this as a reason to bitch every week? If your partner wasn't active before you got deeper in the relationship, why are you arguing about it now? Who did you marry? Who did you get into a deep relationship with? Who they were then is probably who they are now. So why are you acting shocked? The answer could be that you want them to try to get better. And they should. They should want to please their spouse. Is that right, Candace?
Oh, absolutely.
They should want to please their spouse. They should want to have a healthy sex life. If they just can't make themselves do it, though, do you start bitching daily? If you want to be together, the answer is no. That's the way I see it when it comes to sex. You know, who did you get with? Like, who was this person when you got together? And if they were all into it and they was, all over you all the time, you had to know if you're if you're not living in a fantasy world, that as life continues to happen, things are gonna slow down. I know that a lot of people have a hard time with this one because a lot of people have a hard time actually having conversations about sex. They have a hard time. You know, that's a private thing. You shouldn't talk about that. Oh, it's ugly to talk about that in public. Guys, if you never have a conversation with anybody outside your household about sex, how are you gonna realize that you are not the only one that might be looking at your spouse and say, damn, you still here this morning? Damn, like, it used to be a day where your mouth could smell like Cheetos in the morning, and I wanted you so bad that I'd still turn over and open my mouth and try to kiss you for 5 minutes straight. It was a day that would happen. Now I'm gonna tell you, baby, go get up, go wash your mouth out. Do something to it, Swallow some Listerine. Like, do something. It's gonna be days now that, where back in the day when you first met this person, it could have been rough down there. It could have been a rough week of lack of shaving or something like that. But you still, because you wanted that person so bad and you loved them so much, you just went down there and you just went to work and you did everything you could to please this person. But now that you've been together years, you're gonna tell this person, man, go in there and touch that area up a little bit so I can do what I do freely for you. And hopefully you'll be pleased. It's going to be days that you both may want to touch each other, but you're both so tired after the job. You get on top. No, you get on top. You get on top. No, you get on top. You can't decide how you want to go with this thing because it gets old over time. That excitement that you had when you was going out and you was preparing for a date and you was excited, you was nervous, you didn't know what was gonna happen. You had your apron on, you was cooking, you was cleaning up, everything was running together at the last moment, trying to get everything just right because you had this person that you was coming over excited. You was excited about this person that you had coming over. And now, that excitement ain't the same because you ain't got to worry about that person coming over. Because all you got to do is roll over. And they right there. So now, just like you change, just like you make a necessary adjustment at the job, just like you make a necessary adjustment with your kids as they grow. When the job is upgrading on systems and you got to go back to training all the time because y'all got a new system in. You got to go back to training when it comes to the sex in your relationship. You got to try harder. And it's real easy for us all. Candace and I included. It's real easy to get caught up in business and work and not find the time, not find the effort that we need to really spice that thing up. You say, oh yeah, we'll get to that next month. Let's just do what we gotta do and go to bed. But you gotta keep working at it. Everybody goes through it, guys. Anybody that tells y'all after they done been married for years on top of years on top of years that everything is still the same now as it was in year one.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
They lying to you. They lying to you. They lying to you. There are actually people out here that want you to think that they perfect. There are people out here that actually want you to think that everything is all copacetic all the time. You might have a friendship with your spouse that makes it easy for y'all to get through these things. Y'all might not argue about these things, but everything ain't on point every single day. That's a lie. That's a lie. Y'all don't have a solid meal on the table 7 days a week. That's not true. Y'all are going to sometimes go out for a meal, and that's okay. Them dishes ain't washed before 7 p.m. every day. That's a lie. If you're hustling, if you're working, grinding hard, that ain't happening. Candace and I are all over the place. We got multiple things going in the community. So everything ain't going to be peaches and cream when it comes to the cleaning in the house, when it comes to the communication, or when it comes to the sex. None of these things are going to be an A every single week. I have accepted that. So guess what? We don't argue about those things anymore. Thank God. Thank God. Yay. We don't argue about that. We don't argue about that. Do you need to continue to get better at these things? Do you need to continue to try to get better at these things? Absolutely. Absolutely you do. That is not an excuse. I'm not telling, okay, don't worry about not trying. Don't try. You ain't got to try no harder than you already tried. No, I'm going to expect you to try. You keep trying. Even if you ain't too good at this thing over here, you keep trying. Because over time, if you say, when you get with this person, you try to say that, that what you said when you got married, you said you were going to be with this person the rest of your life. That's what you said. So, we got time. Let's work on getting better at these things. But I understand if we're busy to a level now where it can't happen at the very moment. As long as it's happening. Gee. As long as it's happening. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. Barring injury and sickness, it's got to happen. You need to be willing to touch your spouse. You need to be willing to do things that help your spouse feel good. That needs to go both ways. It helps to keep dating each other, give compliments, and express gratitude. Absolutely. We're working on a date night. We're working on a date night, Tanya. I'm working 7 days a week right now. We're gonna figure it out. We're working on a date night. We kind of pinpointed one, but then I got some nights I'm gonna have to work on that too. So hey man, it's hard when you're building a business, man. I admit, I ain't gonna lie to you. This business is tough. But she's not fussing about it, and I'm not fussing about it. We're just working on it, and that's all out. And again, that comes down to as we talked about before, the communication. All right. So I won't hold y'all up no longer with this one. I'll go into the final thought for the night on this one. I'll go into the final thought on this one because these are all things we could go now. This is a conversation we go on. You go on all night with this one, but I don't want to do that. I want to hold y'all too long tonight. I'm trying not to get too excited, guys. Y'all have no idea how excited we are about the fact that we found a stadium. It's about to go down. I want to say again before I go into my final thought, May 4th and 5th, our small meet is April 6th. That's going to be a meet to open up the season down here in Austin and get people to start to roll in. We'll have a few kids out for that one. Probably hopefully about 300 to 400 kids ideally. But after that, boy, look here. We got a few meets in this area leading up to that. But after that, boy, May 4th and 5th is the bomb. If y'all can come out, please come out. It is a wonderful event. And we are extremely proud of it. And that's Clash of Texas. All right. So my final thought for the night. Relationships are tough. We hear people say all the time that marriage will be the hardest thing you do. If it's the hardest thing we do, why is it something we work at the least? Finances will kill a relationship before it can find a foundation. So why not work together to make sure you're building financially as a unit instead of crumbling as individuals? A clean home is a comfortable home. So why not work together to make sure your home is a happy, freshly clean home instead of a pigsty? We were taught, our generation that is, or either we participated or we heard in this of the Saturday morning pledge, Windex, bleach, and Pine Sol cleans. We respected the grandparents for that. So why not keep the tradition alive? Why can't we communicate out of love instead of pride? Why can't we try to make love and submit to our spouse the way the good book that you took those vows from says you should? Stop wasting time arguing and spend more time attempting to love. It's hard to have an attitude with someone when they're making you feel good. Do you want to feel good? Then go to your partner and prove it by choosing happiness over being disgruntled. It's about choosing happiness. It's about choosing happiness over anger. It's about choosing happiness over irritation. It's about choosing happiness over being lonely. And angry people are lonely people. Because nobody that's in their right mind wants to walk around angry all the time. Nobody in their right mind wants to walk around bitter all the time. These are people that are dealing with some trauma. These are people that can't see the blessings that are before their eyes. Guys, we are extremely fortunate. We are extremely fortunate. You talk about first world problems. I come over here talking about stressing out about track stadiums and stuff. You never hear me talk about stressing out because I can't pay my bills. You never hear me talk about stressing out because I can't put food on my table. You never hear me talk about stressing out because my kid is in the hospital right now. Knock on wood, hope that never happens. But my kid's in the hospital, or Candace couldn't get over this flu, because she is getting over the flu. She is getting over the flu. Is it scary when she got to pull out that breathing machine? Every single time. But she gets over it every single time. And guess what? She has a breathing machine to pull out. We got to find the blessings, guys. We got to find the blessings. And we got to keep arguing. We got to stop arguing with each other like we ain't got no sense. You are in a good spot. Act like it. Treat your spouse like you want to be with them. Don't give up on it just because. Everybody else's ain't that much. It ain't as green on that other side of the fence as you think it is. Hey guys, that's my time for the night. I have enjoyed y'all again. Like, share, subscribe. If you felt like it was anything on this show that could be beneficial to anybody, please share it. We are up. We still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So please share it, and we're well on our way, and we will see y'all on next Monday with Live with the Coopers. All right, salute the real. I'm out.